up, peoples?
What's going on?
Hope everybody's doing good today. See the chat's already going. We got
an awesome episode tonight.
Bro, it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be
looking forward to it. I got my sunglasses ready. I got my Modelo kicking.
Come on. I got my pink edition Red Bull.
Yeah, I figured.
Dubby. You know.
He's like, I drank Red Bull, but go Dubby.
You know. Hey, Red Bull's got to give us that sponsor for me to even, you know.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I tried that ginger Fiji or ginger or whatever.
That Fuji Fiji.
Bro, Fuji Fiji, motherfucking whatever. That shit was good.
Yeah, that one's good. The Fiji apple is what it is. The Fiji apple. Yeah, that one's good.
But I got a couple things I want to run.
White peach. That white peach is good. I like the white
peach. I can't drink peach shit. I can't do it. If it ain't an actual peach, I can't do it.
Oh, no. See, I like my peach.
But we got a couple things we want to let everybody know about, and then we're going to jump into it because this is going to be exciting. So watch this. Everybody go to Husbandry Pro. Use RWO HP60 for 60 days free. You won't regret it. It's pretty awesome.
You won't regret it. You won't regret it at all.
I don't think they would regret it. I think they would like it.
Like it a lot. I
think they would. And if you don't mind, if you're looking for a new substrate or just want to try something new, try out GAPS. Okay, go to gapsecosys.org. Pretty sure org. I'm pretty sure it's org, right? Because it's weird. It'll tell you at the bottom of the screen. It's a weird, .org. Who does org? They do. But use TRIP5 at checkout for 5% off. Do it.
It's like Got Gaps. www Got Gaps.
Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and throw our guest of honor up, and then we'll run through some comments, and then we got some cool-ass questions.
Let's go.
We got Lucas in the house. What's up,
Lucas?
Whoa. What's up?
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Cheers. I love it.
You get an honorary cheers, man.
You know?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Oh, man. I've been looking forward to this. Nice shirts, yeah.
Is that a Cutwater you got down there?
That's what I thought it was, but it's not, bro. I thought it was
Spindrift.
Earlier, he was like, "I'm not going to be drinking." You know, I turned up or the other night or whatever it was, and then he pulled that out and he was drinking it, and I was like, "That looks like a goddamn Cutwater. You're going to be hammered."
Nick knows because I used to drink them things. Them things get me a little tuckered up.
Oh yeah. Shit, hang on.
I'm going to start going through these chats. We got Ken in the house. What's up, Ken? Got Duval. What's up, Duval? Got Catalina Morph Mixer. Come on. Got the big Texas homie down there, Mission Morse. What's up, John? We got Jay with Green Life. What's up, homie? Thanks for coming in. Patrick. What's up, Pat? That's a choochie right there. That's definitely a chooch. He is definitely a chooch. Let's see. We got Tire God. What's up, Tire God? Kim McLemore. Thanks for coming in. What's up from GA? Come on. All the way from Georgia. Tommy. You got Ewok.
Sorry about that. Y'all's washer ever get like uneven and it'll be in there just rocking the walls down, bro?
Got Adrian. What's up, Adrian?
It sounded like there was a couple of them Eastern box turtles in there doing like they do on the there on the Eastern box turtles channel.
Got Central. We got a couple new people now. So I see this one from Georgia up here. I don't know if this is related to you.
That's my mom.
Let's go. I was right. How did I know? I was like, I don't know if this was related to you or not.
You know I'm from Georgia, you chooch.
Yeah. Got Centralian. That's another
me.
One. Oh. It's because you're not blue is the main reason why. because I got a chooch that as a side host, over here with me.
I had a washer that was on the fritz. Okay, cut me some slack.
Shauna, what's up, Shauna? Thanks for coming in. Oh, Kyle, look, check it out.
I'm about to boot my mom.
Come on. You better shout out moms.
I'm gonna boot her. I'm gonna ban her. You're getting banned, Mom.
That's
Stay off my channel.
Next thing you know, your phone's gonna be ringing.
It's on vibrate. No matter. Well, hell yeah! Thank y'all all for coming out. We're gonna do the first half of the show talking about the cool ass animals that he's got, and then after our commercial break, we are going to talk about biology.
Let's go.
Because he's a smarty pants. And he knows a lot.
Lay you down on that. I'm not that smart.
Well, if shut up.
Nick said, "I'm dumber than Box Rocks. Where you, bro?"
Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Life's like a box of chocolates over here. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, yeah. So, why don't you tell us about yourself? Where you at? How you got started into reptiles?
Yeah. For sure.
Oh my
Did you
God.
actually boot your mom?
No, I don't know how to do all that.
Okay.
He's so precious, ain't he? He's so
Hi,
precious.
Mom.
Look at him.
Oh,
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. So I've always been keeping different stuff. Like when I was a kid, my dad was kind of into different critters and stuff. We'd go on lots of hikes and collect, frogs and newts and do all that kind of stuff around here. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, so there's tons of reptiles and amphibians all over the place. And that was kind of the fun thing, finding them and putting them in a box at home and seeing what happens. So I had different stuff, different turtles and like a corn snake and all the classic stuff growing up. Didn't really have anything except fish through high school, but then in college I started dipping my toes back in the reptile thing and kind of got back in a little slowly with like a rosy boa and a corn snake and a ball python. But as soon as I got my first carpet python, that really ignited it for me, and it all kind of snowballed from there to
I bet
being in this room.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's a cool ass animal, like going from what you were talking about, like a sand boa to it's totally different,
totally different. So
way more beautiful,
Yeah, I just got really obsessed with the Australian stuff. I after college I started working at the East Bay Vivarium, where I got hands-on with all different sorts of critters, from the biggest to the smallest, and kind of cut my teeth there with working with animals that I didn't have to bring home, which is kind of nice. You get all that experience, but then you get to go home at the end of the day and you don't have a water monitor anymore. So
that's sad. To me, that's sad though. I would be sad.
I love them. I
one of my favorite parts of my day is going out on the back porch, on my screen porch, and smoking a cigarette, chilling with that monitor.
Oh no, for sure. I'd love to have the space to have a big lizard like that someday soon. But I've done dwarf monitors at home. And
you said you were catching wild newts as a kid. Like that's gotta be kind of cool.
Newt, that is crazy.
I love a newt.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, that's kind of wild. Like I would have never thought of it. That's kind of cool. Like how would you go about that? How did you?
I've probably only seen a newt once in my life.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
here. Like if it rains, they're everywhere. If you go to the right place, California newt, rough skin newt. Yeah,
that's wild.
Cool. And there was one time I remember, we'd go to like different ponds and lakes in the area and stuff, and we definitely brought home like a larva once, like a gilled little newt or salamander larva, and grew it up, and it turned out to be a newt. But at the time, we had no idea what it was going to turn into.
Yeah, didn't even know what it was, what it would turn into.
No,
that's cool. That's actually pretty neat.
Effect worms.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty neat though. That's an experience. Like I can say, I ain't really ever heard anybody be like, yeah, I've done, like it's pretty cool.
yeah, no,
It's like
and
when
I guess it's like Lucas said, you have to be there. You have to know the right time and the right place to go. Because like I said,
sure.
I've only seen them, and I'm sure it's rainy or wet
yeah.
and nasty, marshy, swampy or something. I would imagine it's not the
No,
nicest
100%.
place to go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we not to get ahead, but in terms of like the field biology stuff, a lot of the endangered species in my area that we have a lot of work looking after are like the California tiger salamander, red-legged frog, amphibians like that. So I've spent a lot of time like looking for those critters, and it's usually in just cattle ponds, like stock ponds.
Oh, really? Okay.
They love that because that's kind of their natural history, is to be buried up in the hills, and then as soon as it rains and little ditches fill with water, they come out of their holes, find that ditch, lay their eggs, and hope that it hatches before the puddle dries up. So all the cattle ponds are perfect.
Next time you go looking for fungus under a cow patty, you might find some newt egg.
You never know.
Or whatever they are.
Is this like a certain time of year that they'll do this and come out only and then go to find the puddles and lay eggs? Or is this like a normal type of year when it rains, like you're going to find some here, find some there randomly,
Yeah, they're pretty seasonal breeders in terms of the salamanders, but yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's definitely pretty wild.
So what made you go from getting that beautiful snake to being like, how did it come about to where you were like, okay, I'm fixing to breed these animals and I'm fixing to see what you know what I mean? Like I'm getting into the hobby part of the breeding aspect of it. How did that come about for you after you got that? I'm assuming which would have been a big purchase back then for you. And you know what I mean? Sure. Going from what you had to that, I would
absolutely.
Imagine. So what took you to that?
Yeah, I got that carpet python, and it really just kind of it resonated with me different than anything else I'd kept. I was really into it, and I started just I found Morelia Python Radio, and I started just binging that archive of knowledge from that podcast. They've been putting out content consistently since like 2010 or something like that. They were one of the first reptile podcasts. And man, yeah, I was obsessed with listening to those episodes and learning all about carpets, but then they'd also have people on to talk about other Australian pythons. They'd have Aspidites people and Liasis people. And, I got super into that, and one thing led to another. And then I'm on Nick Mutton's website, and I'm buying a Brettles python from Nick. And
shout out to Nick Mutton. If y'all missed that episode, definitely go check that out. Scroll
Nick
through the archive.
And I'm really lucky. Like, to answer the question, the reason that I'm doing this is mostly because Nick really kind of took me under his wing, and I'd spend hours talking to that guy on the phone, and eventually he just sent me a starter box, like here's a bunch of adult Brettles pythons, go learn how to breed snakes. And
hey, you got to jump in full force, don't you?
Yeah. So
I like that.
That's how it started, and just as you guys know how it is, it snowballed from there. And I still have stuff that's half and half with me and Nick. Like, that has never stopped. So love that dude.
Yeah, Nick's a cool ass guy, man. Not just because because he's very smart, and he has paved the way for a lot of those type species of snakes.
I saw you guys had him on. That dude can talk for.
I know. I hate that the show. I hate that we can only go so long. Like, I wish that. I want to get Nick back. I think I'm going to reach back out to him because he is a nice guy. He's a really nice guy, and
he's a minimum of 3 episodes type guest. Like,
minimum, bro. I'm thinking like maybe 4 or 5. Like to get most of the part of his brain online.
Yes. Yeah, Nick and I, along with a couple other co-authors, are working on an Aspidites book right now. And it's funny because, like, if I have to talk to him about one little thing, I'll give him a call, and then I'm on the phone for 3 hours, And it's like, I had one question. What the fuck? Why are we talking about Pleistocene? Like,
exactly.
That's his way.
Hell yeah. So what's your I guess since going from carpets, what was your first was that the first reptiles you produced was carpets?
Brettles, yeah, Brettles pythons.
Oh, okay, okay.
I produced. Yeah, no, definitely. I did actually, like, when I was a kid, I accidentally bred rubber boas. You get, or not rubber boas, excuse me, rubber eels. You know, like Sicilians.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of it.
That's wild. You
Yeah.
bred them?
Dude, I had a tank in my childhood bedroom at my dad's house, and I had a bunch of those in there. And then one day they had babies, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
That's cool as shit.
So that was the first thing I bred, but it's not a reptile, even though they kind of look like snakes. You know, it's close enough. But yeah, first snakes I bred was the Brettles. I did that in oh gosh, yeah. My first clutches were in 2021, and I got 3 clutches that year to start it off from some different animals. And yeah, that's how it started. Did a few maternal incubation, did a few artificial incubation.
There's Keys there. What up, homie?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
what's going
found
on?
out we were talking about that earlier, and he was like, "Dang, Justin's gonna be on. That's cool." I talked to him on Keys' show.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what I guess what's your favorite species that you've worked with since you've been in the hobby of reptiles that you've kept and worked with? And
That's tough. I don't know. If I can pick one, man.
not at the zoo thing or not at a pet store, nothing like that. Like that, your home that you've actually worked with. You know what I'm saying? Every day.
Ah, shit.
Maybe that'll help narrow it down a little bit.
That's really hard. It's somewhere between like Brettles, diamonds, womas, blackheads.
Okay. Yeah, so probably like 4 or 5 favorites.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that's awesome. But it's cool that you've had so many different species to work with and play with.
Yeah.
That's the case. You know?
There's been a lot of shit that I didn't like. There's a lot of shit that had its somewhere
What up,
in the
Bama boy?
house that got booted.
I was saying, that's actually a good question. What was something that you got like that you were like, all right, nope, this just isn't me. But you got it.
I
You were like,
raised up a beautiful pair of Wamena scrub pythons. Got them almost all the way up to breeding size, and I was like, "Fuck this! Like this thing's coming for my face every time I open the cage. Like they're just mean animals." So I sent those to my friend Owen, and he can go breed them. Like I did all the work; he can breed them. That's fine. I don't give a shit.
You get a lot of mixed opinions on scrubs. Like I had a guy on, like, I think the other day that I was talking about, like, well, they're not that bad, you know, it depends on what you get, you know, and then I'm like, well, I've heard some people say opposite, you know, you get mixed opinions on it for sure. And it's all,
when they're bad, it's bad, man. Cause they have like super extendo grip. Like they will nail you in the face from so far away. And they
I mean, and they're
eyes.
slithering along. I held Kyle's, and that thing was, you know, it's slithering along, you know. So it's like
they grab you and then attack your face.
Everybody loves a slinky.
Yeah, she would steal my hook. It was a nightmare. And I handled them a ton when they were little, and like coming up, you know, because I wanted to avoid what ended up happening, but nope.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
So scrubs didn't make it. Let's see. I had Queensland water pythons for a little while, Liasis fuscus. Those guys were cool, but I did move them on. I didn't hate them.
So what is let's explain to everybody, because I'm not really even familiar with that. So what is a water python? Is it like a water enclosure, like a aquatic enclosure? Or how's that?
Luckily, they don't need all that. The common name is water python, but they're not like fully aquatic. They live kind of up there, top end of Australia, and they do associate with water. Like there's a place called Fog Dam up there where that's like the famous water python spot. They're just everywhere, but you don't have to keep them aquatic. They do pretty good in a standard setup.
Do people captive breed them a lot in America?
Not a ton. I got mine from Nick, but
Of course you did.
definitely
Of course
breeding.
Nick had it. Of course he
Yeah.
has something crazy
There's
like
the
that.
Queensland, and then there's also New Guinea water pythons, and so those, people have as well.
Well, I'm
but-
sure those might be a little bit easier to acquire, right? Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what the exporting thing is out of New Guinea. I'm sure it's
I don't think that people are still importing New Guinea water pythons. I might be wrong about that, but
okay. Well, I know they're
regardless,
not doing. I know they're not doing the Australian ones, so that's
that's right. That's right.
that's
It's
why I
still
was
easier to
wondering.
find.
Well, that's why I was asking, because I feel like all of those Australian species, they're going to go away if people don't breed them.
Oh yeah,
In America, anyway. I mean, they're not going to obviously go away in freaking Australia or.
Well, you got some
I'm
people.
sure they're big in the UK. Places like that. I'm sure they're huge. I would imagine. I don't know, but
yeah.
You
like
guys-
Macklot's pythons.
You said
Are you
you
familiar
said
with
what?
Macklot's? Macklot's pythons.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No.
Okay. It's another type of water python. The genus Liasis. There's a few different species that are the water pythons. If you
The
will.
genus Liasis. The genus Liasis. That's the word of the night, everybody. If you can
Yes,
spell it
sir.
correct in the comments, let's do this.
Sorry.
No, that's pretty cool. And I can remember, like, we were just talking back how, like, we're going on Nick Mutton again, but it was funny because I remember a question we asked him was like, what pythons have you worked with? And he's like, well, actually, it's easier for me to answer what pythons have I not worked with.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, you got every freaking one of them over there.
I like variety. I get bored.
Right. So I seen you talking about that little watering hole with all the pythons. Is that like kind of common in a lot of other countries where a lot of them just like they have normal watering holes where a lot of them just are and they're common there? Or that was kind of first I've ever heard that, and I was like, well, that's kind of wild. Is
Like,
that like
what are you asking? Like, is it a regional thing for most of them? Like,
to do that in like certain regions?
It just depends on the species, right? Like, if that's a good place for them to hang out, if there's
Right.
a lot of prey, water sources like that tend to attract all kinds of critters and stuff that a python might want to eat. So you kind of get a little diversity hotspot surrounding that water source, especially if there's not a lot of water surrounding it,
Right. And that's like the only source for everything to kind of go to.
Like, go to hell, Kyle. Go to hell, Kyle. You can go right to hell.
There you have it.
Macklot is sweet though. I like that. That Macklot I held it. Well, it's not Kyle's, it's James's now, but that thing was a beast. It was a sweetheart. For sure.
Yeah. James got some cool stuff too. And
Yeah.
in that vicinity of snakes.
So you did the diamonds. I know you did the diamonds. How many clutches have you had so far of the diamonds?
Last year was our first year trying, and we got 2 clutches from the 2 females that we were running. This year, I hope to try 3. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah,
Put my name on that list.
Okay. You got it, man.
But no, that's really cool. So how many were your first 2 clutches? How many eggs was your first one and your second one?
Good question. I don't really remember, to be honest. I want to say maybe like 18-ish.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
For one, and then maybe like 16-ish for the other.
But you're excited as hell too when you walked in that first clutch.
So what's the most clutches you've ever had in one season?
Probably last year. Last year was a good year. I did Womas, I did Brettles, I did Diamonds, I did Green Trees, I did Jungles.
I forgot you got the Womas over there too. Those are sick.
I love the Womas.
Come on.
Some other stuff too. So yeah, last year was my best year so far. 2025.
I mean, if it was a number of clutches like 20, 10, 15, 30.
Oh, do you count geckos?
any egg laying animal.
Oh yeah, indigos. I did the Eastern indigos.
Oh damn, you do the Eastern indigos too?
Yeah, thank you, Kyle.
Wow.
So he's over there.
I did see the Instagram post with you outside with it. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't know you bred them. That's
maybe
dope.
like 15 or 16 clutches last year. I'm not sure. I'd have to count, but
Hell yeah, man.
something in that ballpark. Did a
Well,
lot
they're not
of
small
knocktail
clutches. I'm sure they're, like you said, 18 egg, 20 egg clutches, shit like that.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
they're not
The
small.
Woolman clutches are not too big, which is nice. Those. Then I keep on the smaller side in general. So like I don't want.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
40 egg clutch from a jungle carpet. I don't
Well,
want
no,
that.
the reason I asked that is because I wanted, I was waiting on your answer because I wanted to, be able to tell people it ain't about quantity.
That's right.
It's about quality and the care for the animal. You know what I'm saying? So
I completely agree.
like when you got people that are like, man, I got 50 ball python clutches this year. I'm like, well, man, if you're doing it in your home as a hobby, not your full-time job, I think that's too much. I think that's excessive, bro. Like I'm sorry.
I can't help but wonder where they all go for something like that.
Well, it's like retic breeders, right? You know they ain't selling all them goddamn snakes.
No.
You know they're not selling them. You can't even buy them in like 50% of the country or some shit.
Now if they said diversity instead I had like 30 different clutches of 30 different animals or species.
No, that's different though. That's
completely different. That's like, okay, cool. You can get rid of this and
that's variety, bro.
50 clutches of ball pythons. You might have a little hard time getting rid of some of them babies,
Shit, that ain't nothing though. There's people that have hundreds of clutches of retics. Yeah. Think about a retic clutch. That's like, bro, that could be like 50 eggs or 40 eggs, 30 eggs. Like on a bad day, 20 eggs,
It's got to be to a point too where you're giving those things away, and then are you giving them away to like good people in the right?
They ain't giving. Nah, we're not gonna get into what they're doing, what they're doing with them, because we all know what the hell they're doing with them, and it ain't right. But
I'll say, Lucas, what's the ugly that you've kind of seen in this hobby since you've been doing it, and what's kind of the good you've seen in this hobby since you've been doing it?
I like that question.
The ugly. I mean, there's a lot of ugly. I think
the good, the bad, the ugly.
What's the worst? What would say without like maybe touching?
I mean, the worst is definitely like, the people talking about quality over quantity, like you said, people that don't really care about animals that are just producing as many things in as small a space as they possibly come. Yeah, exactly. Like, and treating them like Samson, that whole thing, like. That's pretty ugly.
I'm so happy you said that because in this, not to cut you off, but in this hobby, real quick, people fucking forget about things so fast.
Yes.
And I want a shirt that's like the Trade Center that says "Never forget" with his fucking mug on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's like everything. Like our our attention span for anything is degrading as a society.
Like Kyle says, people have a TikTok attention span. Swipe, 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 swipe.
Yeah.
So if you can't, if it ain't 5 minutes, they'll forget it.
100%. So that's the ugly. I mean, I don't intend to be a hypocrite. I love selling snakes. I love that my passion can pay for itself sometimes, but I also love the animals and take good care of the animals. So it's when you lose those two things and you're just treating them like Pokemon cards and treating them like shit, then that's a problem. The best of the hobby, that I would like to think that there's more of that. I hope so, but community, like meeting people who you would never meet in your day-to-day life if you didn't have this thing in common where you just nerd out about snakes on the internet. Like
for sure,
we're talking across the country right now. I probably never would have met you guys. Like it's a beautiful thing. Brings people together, and
that's like Daytona. We all meet at Daytona, and then we get to hang out in real life, and we would have never been able to do that without.
Hell yeah. No. And then when these groups of people that like just have this one shared love and passion in common get together and decide to do something with that in terms of, fundraising for research or conservation, like that's the best of the hobby, in my opinion. There's so many instances where, especially lately, like herpetoculturists, like private keepers coming together and supporting a project has real benefits, like in the wild where these animals live. And in my opinion, that should never get lost, because we love these things, but we should love them not just in our boxes, but
for sure. Yeah.
Where they
and I was going to pull that up. That's a good question.
Would you consider herping part of the hobby? Because that footage you had from Australia is amazing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the hobby. I would say it obviously is. That's what gets you started in the whole hobby. I would say herping. So I would say it's
right. How many of us we're just catching fence lizards, and that's why we're here. So hell yeah.
Little anoles, back when you had actual green anoles and all the brown ones weren't eating them.
We were like 16, 17, hopping in retention ponds, catching little baby gators and shit.
That's badass. See, I'm jealous of that.
Florida
people don't have those here.
Being young kids, well, it's either that or you could throw a line out there with a bobber on it, and he's gonna come up to your bobber and grab it, and you could reel him in real quick while he's rolling around.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that, and I hope it goes viral. And I'm gonna put Florida man. We used to hop the damn reservoir wall and go down there and scoop up them baby gators, man.
The fun part I used to like, I remember as a kid for sure, is like we had like these retention ponds behind Publixes that had like these sandbag things that were around them, and the geese would lay eggs and nests on them. I remember going back to fishing and the geese chasing us while we're hooking on lines and shit, and they're trying to bite at us while we're fucking got a little bass on. It's fun,
The damn geese were more vicious than the gators.
Yeah.
Fishing is like probably my number one thing besides snakes.
You do like going fishing. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure
I grew up on the Delta, the California Delta bass fishing. That's my favorite.
Now, are you the biologist guy that you know all of the species in your local area? I'm sure about the. I'm sure you know a lot of the fish. I'm sure you know the scientific names and shit. Are you the guy that's on the bank on the boat with your buddies? They're all drinking beers, and you're like, "This is how Genoa-Laus is." Are you that guy, or are you like, "This is a bass, buddy. Let's crack open the cores"?
Probably somewhere in between, depending on the day.
It depends on how drunk I get out there,
Oh shit! Okay, we gotta get back.
But I've never called a bass by its scientific name. I don't know that one.
Okay, we call it a bass. That's it, just bass.
You got a big mouth bass. You got a small mouth bass. Green ones and brown ones.
So what is your most anticipated project? If you don't have to say if it's a secret, of course, whatever. Everybody's got secrets, but 2026.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'd love to do again. I'd love to do diamonds again and indigos again. I'm running a pair of rough scale pythons this season, which would be a first for me. That would be pretty sweet. And then I have some locality specific Woma pythons that were imported from a guy in South Africa. And we don't have a lot of that when it comes to Woma python. So I'm pairing those up this year. That would be a big win. They're from the Tanami Desert region of Australia. And then blackheads. I produced blackheads back in 2022, and
I love the blackheads. I like the blackheads because I like their evolution story about why their head's black and how they live, where their head absorbs the heat and metabolize. Like, it's the craziest story, bro. Like, it's
super cool. Like I was mentioning, Mutton and myself and some other guys are working on a book on blackheads and womas, and one of the things that you'll find that's really interesting is there are a lot of species that have that across the planet, not just in Australia, but that blackhead model is something that different species pick up. There's a really tiny snake out my way. I only know the scientific name on that one is Tantilla planticeps, that has a little. It's like it's like a ringneck. It's a midget snake, but it has a jet black head, just like the black-headed python. And it's cool to see. The same.
You said that's native. That's native to your area.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I love that shit when, it looks like that because that works. doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
because
if
it
you're related or-
evolved to do that. Like it
Yeah.
has to do that to survive and to
Yes.
function. Like,
And the same reason
it's
it works in
crazy.
Oakland is the same reason it worked in, the middle of the outback. And I love that stuff. I think it's fascinating.
Me too, man. I am freaking. Ever since I learned about that, I was like, that's a really cool animal. Any animal that has evolved to, like alligators, right? Even alligators, how they can put their nose above the water and the water freeze them solid, bro.
Right.
And then they just hibernate in freezing water. They're a reptile. It's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen, bro. It is ice.
100%.
Like I've seen it. I live where there's alligators. We got alligators on the Alabama River. All the freaking ponds around here got a gator in it,
I love that.
It's like if it does by chance freeze around here, like Monday morning, it's supposed to be like 15 degrees.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, if that pond is shallow enough, that damn gator will have its nose out, and it will live.
Yeah.
Like that is insane to me, dude. But there's places where they do it for long periods of time, for like days and weeks and shit.
Yeah. No,
And they live.
Nature's crazy.
I love it. So I guess I was wondering, I asked that question because I was wondering, I think I've seen it. I'm not sure, don't nobody get pissed off and all pissy. But is it green tree pythons you do?
I bred green trees.
Or is it boas?
I bred green trees for the first time last year. I haven't done emerald tree boas.
Okay, so that's what it was, where you had the two together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we were talking about this earlier. I guess it was backstage, but do you co-have those, or was that a breeding picture or something?
I have two separate enclosures for the adult pair. They're sarong green trees. Honestly, they're together the majority of the time, but I do have a separate enclosure where I'll separate to feed or once the female was gravid, like after she ovulated, I took the boy out. So it's not a year-round cohab, but most of the time they're together.
Okay. I was wondering about that because I seen that picture. Obviously, I try to research people before they come on the show. I don't want to be a dumbass, and look like a dumbass. So I try to do my homework, and I seen that, and I was like, that would be cool if that's how he does that, because it would be dope as shit to have like a 6-7 foot enclosure by 10 foot long, and so 3 or 4 foot deep, and have like two of them in there. If in your living room, like in a nice enclosure, that would be so cool, dude.
It's funny you say that. I got a couple 6-foot animal plastics cages that a friend picked up for me that I've been wondering what to do with them. And one of the things I'm considering is to just have a massive harem of like green trees or emeralds and just like chuck like 4 or 5 girls in there, 1 boy, see how it goes. I don't know.
See how it goes.
Come on. Put a bunch of sticks.
Those are really nice cages. The ones you're talking about are really nice.
Yeah. Someone was selling a bunch of used ones, so it was good.
You said a 1.6, Lucas?
Fuck it. Why not?
I mean, come on, fuck it.
Hey, he's the biologist. He knows.
Well, at least you could say some of them are going to guaranteed lay. Not all 6 of them, but guaranteed you're going to.
As long as there's enough, enough spots for everybody, enough hiding
that male's gonna have
and resources.
Good time, Kyle. That male's gonna be a pimp in there,
Hey, don't hate Justin. Let him play, bro.
So I used to do Mexican garter snakes. I had Lake Chapala garter snakes for a few years, and I cohabbed those year round. Those were because they're a social snake. Like they will seek each other out. They'll spend time with each other.
That.
Like
that's cool. Bro.
It's the best. Yeah. And so that really, that got me thinking with a lot of things. Like, there's a million ways to do this. It's
I'm like you. Like, I think honestly, cohabbing to me, if you can do the research, I try to research every animal I have. When my monitor was small, I had my tortoise in it living together. You know what I'm saying? When my iguana, when I had my, I had an iguana, it was a blue, turquoise iguana, not the blue iguana, which I really love those, but whatever. But they lived together until I got rid of my iguana, so I try to cohab as much as I can because First of all, it saves you on space. Second of all, it's easier, right? Like if you have an animal that lives up here and it eats greens, and you have tortoises or some other kind of land, what is that, terrestrial animal that lives down there that eats greens, they're all helping each other out. That animal's going to drop food. This animal eat. I mean, you can literally create an entire ecosystem in your house if you have enough money, space, and time, you know, and research. Like it's really amazing the animals that you learn that can actually live together. If you, I mean, of course you have to monitor them, and you know, you don't just want to, you want to try to raise them, I assume, from hatchlings together if possible, you know, so they're used to each other. I wouldn't throw a tegu in with a monitor or nothing stupid like that. You know, don't get me wrong. Do your research.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of things can go badly.
Yeah, definitely. But a lot of things work together too.
Yeah.
It's really amazing what you can do, what you can put together.
That's like I was telling you, I seen that post where they had the iguana with the rhino iguana and with a tegu, and it's like these are three like strange ass things you would have never thought, but they were cohabiting together.
They have
well, the tegu can't climb, so the iguana is never going to probably come in contact with it.
It was cool seeing that. It blew my mind when I saw it.
The California Academy of Sciences over in San Francisco, they have an Australian like outback exhibit where they have womas and Brettles cohabitating.
That's awesome, dude.
It's pretty cool. I have a friend who's a biologist that works there. She told me every time they feed, they have to take them all out and like wash them off though, because the womas keep trying to eat anything that smells like rat, so they keep trying to bite it. Brettles, pythons, and if you've kept womas, nothing loves food like womas. So
I've seen videos of them. They're little ferocious garbage disposals, dude. Like, I feel like that's an animal that could get overfed. Do you think that a lot of people overfeed their carpets and their different species and things that like boas that are garbage disposals?
Yes, I think that overall, most of everything is overfed in the hobby, and that's almost always to the detriment of everyone. You know, the animal doesn't live as long; it's not as healthy. You know, from a breeding standpoint, they're not as successful, often reproductively. So
that's what I've always said. You know, especially with the egg-laying species, if it's overweight, it will get egg-bound.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of complications that can happen. You got to kind of think of a layer of fat as a blanket too, an insulator, right? If you have something that needs to shed some heat to regulate those embryos and those eggs properly, and it's too fat to do it, like you're going to have problems. You're going to have infertility.
Yeah, you definitely have some problems. Same thing with being underweight. You know, you could have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to find that happy medium for sure.
Got to find that happy medium.
Exactly.
That's where research comes in handy, you know. Like,
and
asking questions. I feel like people are afraid to ask questions. You know, like they feel like this is a stupid ass question, but in reality, man, I mean,
there's no dumb question. That's what I try to tell everybody. There's no dumb question. There's none. You know, even if you think it's the stupidest question, I tell people, please ask it. Just ask it.
Like Cameron, right here in the chat, Cameron, that's up on the screen. He's a Bama boy. He stays in Alabama, and I seen him today. And we were getting rats, and he taught me something today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was asking him questions about rats breeding, and he learned me some shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cameron. And that's what it's all about. Don't ever be, you are, Kurt. Get out of here. Get that fucking Illinois boy out of here.
All that Illinois shit.
That Illinois hillbilly. The hell yeah. So do you breed your own rodents? You feed frozen thawed? What do you do?
I feed frozen thawed. I have bred like smaller quantities of rodents here in the past, but at the moment I get most of my stuff from the vivarium locally, the East Bay Vivarium. I still have a lot of friends there, and my good friend Alex, who I partner with on a lot of projects, is one of the owners over there. So I get good access to the rodent room, which is very fortunate.
Oh yeah, no, that's you got the better end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I
if
guess
I have
what I'll
something
do-
hanging out, like, you know, I sold out of most of my womas and I had one boy sitting around. So definitely
Hell yeah.
give that to the shop for some rats. Like I do that a lot.
So what are you feeding mostly like your womas and stuff? Are you giving them like Norwegians or mice or what are you feeding?
Chicks, what do you do? You
So-
vary it?
Yeah. So in terms of the womas, like they are a species that will eat reptiles in the wild, but unlike the blackheads, right? The blackheads are a reptile specialist. That's their thing.
What do you do for that? Yeah, what do you do for that?
I'll hit on that next.
Yeah.
With the womas, though, they'll take in a broader assortment of prey. So I don't worry about them as much. You know, they'll get mice, they'll get rats, they'll get chick, they'll get quail.
Come on. I like
and
that.
with the blackheads, I mean, there really is no good answer because we don't have a safe way to offer reptile feeders without risk of, even if you wanted to spend that money, there's all the pathogen risk. You can be passing along somebody's, disease that their bearded dragon had to your blackhead if you wanted to try and feed it that. So what I'll do with them, with those limited options, like I will try to prioritize the leaner prey sources when I can, be it multiple mice or bird rather than a big fat rat. But I'm also going to feed smaller and more often, kind of closer to like a colubrid model.
Right.
They'll take fish.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, like I feed them like the turkey neck from Thanksgiving turkey,
Speaking on that, I fed my damn colubrid fish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people are like, damn, that's cool, and certain things you can literally put fish in a bowl, like cut up little pieces of fish. They'll eat it like a fucking dog, dude. It's it's the coolest thing ever.
If I catch a trout, they stock rainbow trout in all the reservoirs and lakes around here. If I catch trout, I chop that up. I feed it to the indigos. I feed it to.
That's cool. That's cool. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me want to know if I go out on a boat catching fish. I'm like, keep this shit. Yeah.
Totally. I
mean, you better have your license, people. Get your fishing license.
Yeah, get your fishing
license. You don't want to do it illegally. Trust me, it's stupid. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's
not here in Florida. Don't do it.
I have a question about what you were talking about reptile. Sure. Primarily reptile, like cobras and different, you got your snake eating snake, stuff like that, So do you, and this is people are probably not going to like this question and you might not like it either. I don't know. But it's kind of a touchy. I've asked it to a couple people, never on a live. This is the first time I ever asked it publicly. What do you think if, God, it's so hard to say. What do you think if people bred snakes for feeders?
I'm all for it. So when I was breeding Mexican garter snakes, I absolutely kept a few for feeder purposes because they were so reproductively successful. I kept a few of those and I used them for my baby indigos. When I have deformities, like I've had jungle carpets come out with, cyclops heads. I've had stillborns. Always go in the freezer. My baby blackheads, I started on stillborn carpet pythons. I have no problem with that. The only thing that people have to keep in mind with that is, again, the pathogen risk. Like, where are you getting those from and what do you...
Well, it would have to be a reputable... I mean, if that were... Yeah. What I'm talking about is like, if it was a case like Rodent Pro or something that kind of a... And I, to be honest, I don't even fuck Rodent Pro. But to be honest, like, like a reputable breeder or somebody that specializes in just doing that.
Like ethically, morally, I have no problem with that.
Like you said, I feed all my bad stuff to my monitor. Like, and I'm gonna have
people are even breeding geckos and shit now for feeder geckos.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, geckos. I feel in the NOLA is the number one reptile for feeders.
And you got some people like, oh, well, that's a lizard. Well, at the end of the day, we all are breeding animals, and this is a circle of life. That's
right. I mean, Steve Irwin would always say that's nature's way. Like
way,
it is. And
it's what
there's
it is.
Winners and losers, and if
that might not. And to be honest, that might not be a bad rap. I mean, think about it, right? You got people that buy cobras, and they have really expensive cobras and different. There's people that have certain colubrids that are snake eaters, and different things benefit with fucking eating reptiles. If that's whatever that animal eats in primarily in the wild, that's what, like hognose. People feed mice to hognose. Fucking hognose ain't eating mice in the wild for real. They're eating frogs and shit. You know, hognose have special features that will make a frog pop.
Yep.
They have evolved to have features like that, and a lot of animals have different features, you know, but they have that because they eat frogs and lizards, and that's why people that have what is that, Josh's frogs, they have a reptile or a frog scent that you're supposed to put on a rodent.
Reptilinks.
You know? Yeah, shit like that, and they have reptilinks with frog in it and stuff, and it's like
I've had to use that, man. It's good stuff.
You like that? Do you?
I've had success with it. I've got a pair of Jamaican boas that for a while I had to use the gecko scent for them to feed.
Really? Okay.
We got to think, because I feel like some snake species, that's all they eat are lizards. So you over here throwing a mice in front of it or something like that, it's like, what the hell is this?
It doesn't know what it is. Yeah.
And it can't be good. It can't be good.
You got to think, like, there's people out there that have like newborn clutches that they have such a hell of a time getting them to start eating, because we're not feeding what they naturally would eat in the wild.
The diamonds gave me hell this year. I was expecting the green trees to give me hell. They were easy. The diamonds and the indigos were really tough to get started. And I relied a lot on day old button quail that I was buying from Jason Hood out in Florida. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole bunch of dead snakes.
Yeah. Well, why not offer the animal what they want?
Exactly.
You know, my thing is that if I've read a bunch of research about people talk about specifically hognose, right? Well, I guess we'll touch on hognose because that's what it was about. And it was over and over about how they're not really primarily rodent eaters, and now since everybody's been breeding them, something about it's made potency of their
That's what you're trying to get at. Was what I told you was with the hognoses. What there's an older guy that one of my buddies talked to has been breeding hognoses for years, and kind of went out and kind of studied them and said, look, in the wild, a lot of these things, hognoses in the wild, don't naturally double clutch. And he says, I feel like that us feeding them mice, because mice reproduce so much and so many times, that we're messing with their biology genes by us feeding them mice, that now they are all the time double clutching.
Well, we have a biologist. Do you think that's possible?
Do you think that's possible? That's actually a good question. Do you think that is something that
you're saying somebody's doing the research on that, or
that he kind of went out and was noticing all the ones in the wild that he was finding that not a lot of them were double clutching like we have in captivity, double clutching, and he thinks it's the food that we're feeding.
Yeah, exactly. So calorically, right? Like it's something that's an amphibian feeder in the wild. They're not going to have the resources to expend all of what it takes to make a clutch more than once. Like doing that once probably takes it out of them. They probably don't do it even year over year. It might take them a whole other year to get their body condition back. Whereas, you know, in captivity, if you're feeding such a nutrient dense, rich food source, all of that excess nutrients, all of that that reserve nutrients can spur on a second reproductive event. Like that snake wouldn't be able to do that in the wild, but it can in captivity. But that's not necessarily a good thing. You know, that's burning the candle at both ends, both metabolically and reproductively. Like how many times is that snake going to do that before it drops dead because its systems are fried?
It's kind of like giving it steroids its whole life. You know, it's kind of what you're doing is you're speeding up, doubling up everything. You know?
How important is that period of time where the snake isn't reproductively active and is building back its, you know, its reserves? Like in terms of longevity, like a lot of the times people really do need to think about snakes as like a candle, and the things that we do to them light that candle. And you know, you're not going to get it back.
Yeah. And my thing, that's a good analogy too about a candle, because I think you can't, if you look at it that way, that's a good ass way to fucking describe it. Yeah, so my thing is people always try to speed up the process of reptile growth because they want to breed and different things, whatever the case is. But I look at it as a candle, right? It's slow. It's a slow process. I don't want to rush anything,
Yeah.
you know, because I don't understand the damn biology of the animal. I'm not the animal. So I have to go based off of what I hear and
we know
everything, you
this.
know, and what I think would be like my monitor. It's small to most people's standards because they feed fucking. They've been feeding it red meat since it was a gecko, bro. And I fed mine dubias and grasshoppers and shit, insects until it was like a year and a half, almost 2 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And
rather my shit grows.
It ate, I mean, of course it ate chicken and liver and heart and all that different things, but it was primarily insects because in the wild, they may happen to stumble up and get lucky and get a rodent or a bird or a fucking, you know, stumble on a nest of something. But in reality, they're scavengers and they're eating carcasses if they stumble across it, or insects primarily. Primarily, like if you research it, a baby water monitor in the wild up to it like a year and a half is eating nothing but insects and snails and different things that it can actually catch and eat, you know what I'm saying, easily. That there's an abundance of, you get what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I think that people need to research and figure out what the animals they have eat in the wild, and then base what they do off of that knowledge, not you know what my buddy does down the street. I'm going to emulate him because that's what he does. I don't. You know, I do. Obviously, I think you should listen to other people's research. Not research, I guess. I guess it is research from people that have experience breeding different things. It is research, right? Because that's all we're doing. This is all one big science experiment at the end of the day, right? You're playing with genes, stuff like that. So, but I think the research about, I think the research about what they eat in the wild surpasses any kind of breeder's research.
And it just makes sense too, you know, like bugs. We think there's a lot of bugs now. There's roughly 30% fewer bugs on Earth right now than there were in 1990. Like,
I believe it.
Go back 100 years, there's bugs everywhere. If you're a baby lizard, you're fed. You're feasting. You're fine.
Well, maybe that's why they were so much bigger.
Right.
You know, things get smaller. Everything gets smaller. Hell, our ancestors used to be giants.
Well, that's like, I remember as a kid here in Florida, we used to all the time catch the green anoles everywhere. I mean, you could not turn your head left and right and see a green anole running across the concrete. Now you could barely see one. You see all the Cuban anoles because they came over here and eating all the green ones and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So now you got all these brown, and it kind of sucks because I don't mind the Cuban anoles, but it's like you got all these brown guys everywhere. Where's all the cool green, colorful ones that are turning blue and shit on you? You know,
way prettier. Yeah, that's way.
Well, shit. I guess since we're talking about all this biology stuff, I just went and got a Sweetwater 420, switching it up. We'll go ahead and run this commercial, and then you've got me excited. I want to get into all this scientific, crazy evolution type biology, wildlife shit. So we'll run this, and everybody, if you got to take a leak, go do it now. And if you don't have to take a leak, go to visionproducts.us.
Mark with Vision here. We're showing off the new Visionarium. See a couple examples here. These are going to be a new product from us coming out hopefully the end of the year. It is modeled off our V35 and V70 tub, 3x height. So we're doing about 15 inches on this. You'll have options for doors on one side or up to all four sides on each of the tubs. We got vents on the front and the back. We will have options for windows as well if you just want that instead of the doors. We'll have perforated options and glass options. This was the V35. This is going to be the V70, so you get a little bit bigger option. We have a bearded dragon set up here and a pixie frog in this one. Show a little bit of versatility of using it for a desert species versus tropical. We have lids that are built in as well. These are going to have options for your lighting. These are going to be a halogen light or an LED light, and they will snap into the lid. C5 lighting, other UVB and halogen lighting options. Options will be available for misters, temperature probes, and fans, depending on what the customer wants.
Come on.
Tell them where to go, Jay. Tell them where to go.
Visionproducts.us. If not, you can go to custom cages, customaquariums.com. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. You want custom aquariums made, you need something custom and sweet made, hit them up. You need some custom cages made, you got some multiple monitors, diamond python carpets, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want, they'll make it for you. Hit them up.
If you got an octopus or an octopi, hit them up. You know what I'm saying?
I always have wanted it.
If you got a fucking tiger or a lemur, hit them up.
I think an octopus would be cool. It's just
that
like
would be so sick.
Right?
Out the cage all the time. That'd be my problem. Like, no, you gotta stay in there right now. You know?
I've always wanted a big cat, but Carol Baskins, that bitch Carol Baskins and Peter fucked it up.
Yeah.
Fuck Carol
Damn
Baskins.
you, Carol.
Fuck you, Carol. But yeah, hell yeah. If you go to Vision Products, tell them the RWO sent you. Please do that for sure.
Yes.
And so what the heck made you want to do? Oh, hang on 1 second. Speaking of Tiger King,
Let's go.
okay. I'm gonna put that on a shirt, and I'm gonna get a few made, and only special people will get them at Daytona.
That's actually Siegfried and Roy, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but it reminds me of Tiger King. So fuck Siegfried and Roy. They were weird. Okay, they're all fruity. Tiger King and Siegfried and Roy, but Siegfried and Roy was mean to animals. Fuck them.
They were kind of mean to their animals for sure.
Tiger King was kind of a dick too, but fuck Carol Baskin. So what made you want to be a biologist, bro? Like what the heck? I know obviously you loved animals, but I mean it's not about animals; it's about everything. Biology,
Sure.
I imagine, is about nature and everything and animals. So what made you want to do that?
That's a good question. When we're growing up, like everybody always asks you when you're a kid, what do you want to be when you get older? Like, and we always have that default answer. For me, it was always marine biology, and I think so. The reason, besides always liking animals, my dad, when I was little, he worked for in healthcare. He's like a statistician or whatever, but he would work on a marine research vessel on the weekends, as a passion project.
That's pretty cool, man.
Because he was just stressed out from his day job and he wanted to go play with sharks,
Yeah, for sure. That's cool as fuck, dude.
And so I think as a kid, probably seeing that that's when he was stoked compared to going to Kaiser, that probably planted the seed. But then I ended up going my whole childhood sticking to that script. I got into UC Santa Cruz for marine biology. I got there and I started doing that, but I ended up changing my studies from marine biology to environmental studies because I was just feeling, well, for one, I didn't want to do as much calculus and chemistry. I'm not great.
That's what I was going to say. All my friends that did marine biology said the math is the hardest shit in the world to do.
Not good at math, and so I was kind of over that. And from a environmental perspective, climate change perspective, I felt very strongly about that. And you're in college, you're a kid, you're kind of watching the world burn around you, literally in my case, because California is always on fire now.
I was going to say you're on fire 90% of the damn year, it seems like.
So it seems like a good way to spend my time to study what the fuck is going on.
That's good, though. That's pretty interesting that you did what you do career-wise or education-wise because of what happens in your local area, It's like a firefighter essentially a person that grows up wanting to be a firefighter because of the wildfires.
Sure.
It's cool but you took it.
There's a lot of those too.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of pissed off Californians and shit that are I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put these out.
Fire.
But it's funny too, right? Because I did that. I did environmental studies, but in terms of the work that I ended up doing after the fact, yes, technically I'm a wildlife biologist, but there's a lot of overlap. A lot of the projects that we work on are wildfire mitigation projects, trying to cut down on the fuel loads out here and plan for potential catastrophic burn situations, get in there ahead of time and prevent that. That's a lot of what I do as well. So it's kind of funny that the world's kind of collided in that way.
I think it's cool that you do a lot of work about the wildfires. I really want to touch on that in a few minutes for real, because that's
Sure.
really cool.
Sure.
Like, so you go. I guess we'll go ahead and do it. Fuck it. I can't stop thinking about it. So, while we don't have wildfires here, right? We always hear about wildfires. Me and Justin are on the southeast. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we don't get wildfires, and
yeah.
I see it on TV and shit, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So,
yeah.
What the hell? I get that the wildlife moves out of the area as best they can, but
if they can, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens? I mean, as a biologist, you say you work on projects like that and I'm sure you go out there after the fact. So how does that work? Like, what does it do essentially to populate? Like, what is the species of population that's been just gets devastated every time? Is it deer? Is it rabbit? Is it, what animal is it necessarily that can't escape it?
In the big blaze, like the catastrophic fires that you guys hear about on the news, nothing can really escape or survive that. Like the speed at which fire can travel.
Well, that
you're
wind,
getting cooked. You're getting cooked pretty much.
Yeah.
So maybe things that are far enough underground might come out okay. Things that can fly away. But it's tough, man. And in terms of like an overarching, like what's going on, it's definitely true that the climate, the ecology of California, this Mediterranean climate, it's supposed to burn. It has always burned, and everything that is native to the region is adapted to fire regimes. But people come, set up shop, set up cities, build their buildings, and they don't like it to burn anymore. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff was supposed to have burned 5-10 times by now, and it all just compiles, and it's gonna happen. So a lot of what wildfire mitigation looks like, because you're not gonna just kick all the people out. You're not going to stop it. So we have prescribed burns where we purposefully burn some of these areas where that's feasible. Fuels mitigation, removing systematically biomass in places where it's building up that are a threat to people, and doing that in a way where you are you're systematic. You're not just clear cutting. You're not lopping everything in the field, but you're leaving what has to stay to support the wildlife. Do
y'all ever do things where you have to repopulate an area of certain species of animals? I mean, that's a thing y'all do.
Definitely.
Y'all have like breeding projects of deer and whatever animal that
work on a lot of restoration work. We in terms of restoration after fire, that's kind of a new one. That's, we don't have a lot of experience doing that. And it's complicated because when these fires come through, in a lot of cases, it's not just wood burning. It's, it's our houses, it's our cars. There's so much toxins in the wake of a fire from what was there before, so you can't just like go rake and start planting. that's not going to go very well.
The reason I ask is because you grow up learning that every animal and everything in an environment creates an ecosystem that without that ecosystem, it'll turn to shit. So I was wondering how that works. Does it just come back to life, or do y'all?
You start with your flora. You start with your plants. There's a natural process where a barren, cleared landscape starts to revegetate. It's called succession. And a lot of the times, there are species that will come in and start that process. There are, shrubby stuff, grassy stuff, the smaller stuff, kind of get that going and start rebuilding the topsoil. But on a lot of restoration projects, we do come in and plant native species. I've been on a bunch of creek restoration work over the past couple of years, and it's a pretty exact, it's a well thought out science. You're not just kind of scattering plants. You're really planning out what you're planting and where, and you come back annually for the next 5-6 years to see how it's all coming in, how many are dying off, what do you need to replace. But in terms of animals, it is kind of just, if you build it, they will come. There's not a lot of,
they just migrate there naturally.
That's the hope. You know, San Francisco Zoo, stuff like that, you know, they'll rear like California red-legged frog and stuff like that, and do reintroductions from time to time, but it's not very common. What we're doing a lot as well recently out here is removing barriers to fish passage. So you know, we build all these dams, we put all these obstructions in the place of historic salmon runs and things like that. But what's been really cool to see is, like, with one project I just did, is as soon as you move it, like, they come back, they're just waiting. I had one project where we removed a gas pipe that was blocking a creek, and 2 months later there was salmon upstream of the diversion where they haven't been able to spawn in 80 years.
That's pretty awesome.
It's cool. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. So I was talking to Justin earlier. I was telling him we had a biologist, and he had a couple questions too that were pretty awesome. You remember those when you were talking to me about?
Oh yeah.
Well, they were pretty interesting, but I can't
just throws me on the spot. I didn't have no interesting one.
Well, no, I think I remember what you were asking me about, or you were talking to me about, was very interesting. So I hope you remember.
I don't remember.
Well, God damn it! You know what? Sorry, y'all.
We're talking like 8 hours ago, Chuchi.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot does happen in 8 hours. You know, I can understand that.
Fair enough.
So, you know, not about the wildfires no more, but like,
yeah, sure.
What is like a typical day for a biologist? Like, I mean, what does it consist of? You know.
So we, in terms of like my work, so I work for environmental consulting company. I don't work for the state or anything like that. Like, there's a bunch of different ways you can be a biologist. You could work for wildlife departments of the state or whatnot. But in my sector of work, we're kind of like biologists for hire, if you will. So like, if you're a city or a power utility or something like that, and you have a project that you want to implement, you know, maybe you need to go fix a bridge that's going to fall down in the next earthquake, or you want to restore a creek, you'll get your permits, and the permits will say you need a qualified biologist. Then you'll come to me and you'll say, I need a biologist.
It's a lot of that work. So that's what you're saying. It's a lot of stuff like that.
A lot of project-based stuff, you know, restoration, PG&E stuff out here, pipeline replacements, things like that. Pretty much anything that requires CEQA, which is the California Environmental Quality Act, which in California is pretty much everything. If you want to do anything, you're gonna get.
Have you done any dives, Lucas, for biology at all?
Not for work. I've done some scuba stuff just for fun, but
okay.
Yeah, no,
that'd be really cool. Because I know we have a lot of those around here. We have a lot of marine biologists around here.
Yeah.
We have a lot. You know, I know even up and down the river, I'm down a boat, and you see them out there with the dolphins. And I don't know if they're tagging them or whatever they're doing, but you can tell they're studying the dolphins and stuff, which is really cool to watch.
Yeah, that's badass. My company doesn't do a lot of marine stuff, but I would love to. That sounds.
Well, you started off in marine, you said, so
yeah, that was what I was going.
Apparently interests you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I'm scared of the ocean, bro. Like, I'm scared of
you probably should be.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's like I tell people, I'm fascinated with space. I went to space camp when I was a kid.
Cool.
And for the summer, and like, I'm fascinated with it, but I think it's very strange that we know more about that than we do this.
Right.
That scares me. I don't like that.
I completely agree. I think if we knew what was going on in the oceans, we'd probably be really unsettled.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, we know more
down there in the deep. Yeah, you know
that's where the UAPs are coming from, dude.
Do y'all know? How many miles
they say?
Do y'all know how many miles a light year is?
Oh shit!
It's 9 trillion or some shit miles, bro. It would take you 150 years going like 440,000 miles an hour to get there. Okay, that's one light year. We have fucking knowledge about stuff that is multiple light years away, bro. We know about that, but we don't know what's on our own fucking planet.
It's kind of like you said, though. Like, if you think about it, there has actually been video footages of like great whites that are huge as shit, bitten in pieces, you know. And you're like, what did that? What did that? And they're like, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
We know something's down there, you know.
That's one of my favorite ones. Is they tagged the great white, and then it started just diving in one of the deepest trenches in the ocean, and then
I saw that. Yep.
The temperature of the thing started spiking because it got fucking swallowed.
It got swallowed. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It got swallowed, bro.
It got swallowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to send me that link to whatever you saw, because that is terrifying. That
and
gives
here's
me
another
chills.
crazy one. There was Coast Guard got called in, and this boat was out there in the waters. They were getting attacked by sharks. And the Coast Guard comes up, sees on radar, sees all these sharks attacking the boat. As they come up to the boat, the sharks dissipate, and one big-ass shark comes up. And it starts attacking the boat. And the Coast Guard is like, we ain't never seen some shit like this in our life. Literally, these little packs were attacking a boat. This big one comes up, and they take off. And this big one comes and does his job, you know?
It was like the damn, he sent the troops in to wear them out, and then he was like, coming in, bro, back
I'm coming
up.
in. Yeah,
I'm
coming
going to
in.
send you this, but just so you know that I'm not making it up.
No, I don't think you're making it up, believe
Australian
me. I just think
researchers.
Trust me. I think that there's no, when I hear ocean stories, like I've heard fishermen talking about some crazy shit in the ocean that they saw at night and shit. And I believe that shit, dude. Like, I 100% believe it.
In a 9-foot great white, and the tracking device washed onto a beach, and when they analyzed it, they saw that it had undergone a rapid increase in temperature and a swift 1,900-foot dive.
Jesus Christ, that is crazy.
How could it even survive without imploding?
Have you
Whatever
worked,
ate it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever worked, Lucas, with like the sea lions and stuff around there? Because I know in California y'all have the sea lions out there on the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. We've monitored for them a little bit. We'll do like a lot of herring monitoring. So like when they have to dredge the harbors and whatnot, we'll have biologists on boats, and sometimes we have to look out for the marine mammals as well. But yeah, most of our stuff is terrestrial. We do a lot of reptile.
So you don't work a lot of the man-made disasters like spills, like petroleum spills or nothing like that, or do they call y'all out for that as just to have y'all?
We haven't done any of that, but yeah, our bread and butter is a lot of the wildfire stuff and the restoration work and endangered species surveys, stuff like that.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta have
a lot of snakes, a lot of lizards are moving. How about birds? Are you moving a lot of bird nests and stuff like that as well?
So with the bird's nest, you can't actually move them, but we do survey for them and monitor them a lot of the time. So that's kind of like the biggest thorn in the side of most projects is, and not just California. I think it's national. The law is that you can't
move a bird nest in Alabama.
Right.
No, you can't even quote take it. So like if you cause that bird to fly away, to fail, that's considered take. Like you could just run up to it and be like, and
where I work, people have to cut down limbs,
cutting down the trees
and trees and stuff by the housing where I work. Yes. And if they have to cut it, we have to look at the tree like as a tech and make sure that there's no bird nest in it. And if there is, we have to get a ladder and check and see if you can't touch it at all.
That's
but
exactly
you have to look and see if there's eggs in it. If there's eggs in it, you can't cut it at all. But if there's not eggs in it, it's kind of like you have to kind of think about what time of year it is, and like you don't want to. But I always tell the contractors, I'm like, if there's a bird nest in it, just leave it alone.
Right.
I'll come over there with some pruners and prune the little branches off the tree. There's no reason to cut the whole damn limb off,
Yeah.
Well, I think
so we do a lot of that. We do the nesting bird surveys, and It's funny too, because like you're saying, it could just be like a fucking sparrow, and then you got to leave that until it goes. But then sometimes if it's like a bald eagle or a golden eagle, like you can't do anything within like a quarter mile of that nest. Sometimes, they have a lot more protection.
Well, what do you think about?
Say though, like the zoo around here, I feel like has their hands a lot in with like the bald eagles and stuff around here, because I know they have taken them in and then like rehabilitated some of them and then set them back free and stuff.
Bald eagles from stuff. That's what I was just about to say. That is the reason why bald eagles are not fucking considered endangered no more.
That's right.
Yep.
That is exactly why the bald eagle was one of the most endangered animals in this country, bro. And through conservation and zoos and help from different people, they are off the list. USA, motherfucker.
It's called bird. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it's called Bird Paradise, but
I think it is. That sounds familiar.
It's on a little island we have over here. It's only like 45 minutes from my house, but like literally, like if you find a hawk on the ground that's got a broken wing, you call them. They'll take it in and rehabilitate it and let it loose.
Take it to the vet, pay the money, all that.
Yeah,
shit.
dude, they have so many birds, and it's cool because if you rescue a bird, take it over there, they'll show you around and show you all the wild, crazy birds. It's a really cool place, man.
That's awesome.
I love the fact they do that around here. That's one thing I really like.
No, and I love that you point that out, Nick, because that is one of the success stories, and like we don't get a lot of success stories, so it's good to highlight.
Not with animals, not with endangered species.
That's right.
To take a critically red flagged fucking, it's totally like there's only 50 of them, 25 of them in the West or whatever,
California sea otter is another one. They were almost gone because the Russians, love them for their fur, but they're everywhere now, and so I love seeing that. Yeah,
that's awesome. No,
but I think they're doing that now over there in China and stuff with the pandas, because the pandas there's only like a slim. And that's why you heard that one zoo that was painting the dogs looking like pandas and stuff. They're not allowing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're painting dogs.
Trying to take all the pandas for a while. They're
they're trying to get the population back up. So the zoos are wanting them, and they're like, "No, we're not letting you get them because we want the population."
No more pandas for you Americans.
Yeah, no more pandas. No more pandas.
That's crazy.
They sent some back though. I think we have a couple now, but
I think the Atlanta Zoo. I'm from Georgia, and I'm pretty sure I remember the Atlanta Zoo did some shit, with conservation with the pandas. Because I remember when they did. They finally bred pandas. I remember it was a huge deal.
Yeah,
Atlanta Zoo. It was a while ago. I mean, it's been probably 10 years now. I mean, I don't even know, but it was a huge fucking deal. So
put it this way: there was so less of them that it was a question of like there was literally a whole thing on the internet where it was a question if pandas were even real. People were like, "Are they fake? We've been told a lie our whole life because there's not that many of them out there." And people were like, "We ain't never seen anything." And then you ask locals over there, like, "No, we read. I've been raised my whole life and never seen one." And then you're like, wait, they're supposed to be here locally with you. And they're like, no, it's because there's not that many out there. Yeah, it's unicorns. Like you just said, it's what it is.
Yeah.
He said they got repossessed. Kyle, you're stupid.
But it makes you wonder, though, like evolution over the time. How many animals out there that we don't? I mean, we already know dinosaurs, but how many that were around in our time that kind of went extinct?
Oh, hella.
Didn't even knowledge or see them.
A fuck ton. Now, next time you guys talk to Nick, ask him that question. You'll have a good time.
I'm sure it'll be a couple hours.
That's his favorite thing. He nerds out on the stuff that just went extinct right before we got here.
Before we got here, that's what. Or even when we were here, we just didn't see it.
Yeah, or we killed him. Yeah,
that's pretty crazy to think about. That is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's his favorite. I sent him for Christmas. I sent him a big poster with like all the extinct North American.
For real, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty damn cool. So how
he called me? He's like, "You son of a bitch! Now I have to get you Christmas presents. This is perfect."
Hey, at least that means he liked it. If he feels like he has to buy you something.
That's right. Yeah. I got him in
so-
trouble a few years ago. I bought him like he's a huge Star Wars nerd and a gym guy, so I got him like a Darth Vader shake bottle. But he threw away the thing that said,
okay, real quick, pause. Don't do this.
flip it. No, they threw away the gift receipt, and his girlfriend thought he was cheating on her. He's like, "Who sent me
Oh
gifts?"
my god, dude! Oh my god, dude! That is classic.
Yeah.
Lucas is like, no, I sent it.
Yeah, but then she might think that he's trying to cuddle up with old Lucas, and that might not be good either.
Many have tried.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, he sent him a shaker bottle so he can get ready. Okay?
Protein, baby.
Next time it'll be a shake weight. Just watch.
Oh shit! So how the hell has? I'm sure you doing biology is so cool when it comes to your animals, right? Like and because you learn so much knowledge about the biology of animals and how they're structured and how they're set up and everything. So like when you have animals that get sick or something, that I'm sure that you've learned how through your knowledge of the anatomy of animals. I guess you learned that through biology. I would imagine you would. So does that help you like a lot? Are you able to be like, damn, I know exactly what's wrong with that? Because as a reptile keeper, me personally, and I'm sure most people out there, we don't have that knowledge. So it's harder to even know what the hell's going on with it, you know?
Well, you know, I'm certainly like I'm not a reptile vet or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
But I think it all helps. Like anything in terms of like understanding biology, natural history of different animals. Like it doesn't even have to be the animal that you're necessarily working with for it to apply. Just you guys understand.
If you've birthed a horse, you can birth anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, and again, it goes back to our discussion earlier about black-headed animals. Like if you understand something that's happening ecologically where you live and why that's happening, what are the relationships between the things there, it almost always applies to the other side of the world. And that's kind of a fun mental exercise in and of itself, is like, all right, what's the king snake of Australia? Like what's filling that niche? Why do they look like that? What are they doing? Like it all transfers. So hell yeah, more knowledge is always good.
Yeah, I like that.
Come on.
I like how you said it's kind of the same, you know.
It's all the same mechanisms, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
Knowledge is power.
Hell yeah, it is. And it's going to help. It's going to scratch each other's back more or less, especially with a lot of your projects and your roller coaster. I mean, you're going to have speed humps down the road no matter what. You're going to run into problems.
He fucking said it, everybody. 2026, he brought up the speed hump.
Yeah.
He swore he wouldn't do it.
You're going to have them no matter what. You know, that's just regardless. But that is going to be a big factor of helping right there, you know. And of course you got the friends and the people on the other part that you don't have that help there, you know. Big money, it's a quick phone call, you know. Hey man, what do I do? How do I fix this situation? You know,
100%. I will say too, I mean, that's the most important shit is your network and experience. Like nothing's been more important than that. Like it's one thing to know the anatomy of a snake or like be able to say like, oh, that's the premaxillary tooth. Like that doesn't help you if you're trying to like breed the snake, you know. So it's cool to know, but it's kind of book knowledge and reptile room knowledge.
Has there been any book knowledge that I could say you've learned in biology that you're like, that's wrong? I've read this and that's completely wrong.
That's a good question. That's a good question, dude.
That is a good question. Well, I mean, for a while,
I mean,
science
hasn't proven wrong. Science
is an evolutionary thing. Yeah, it's always changing. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Man, I'm sure the answer is yes. I'm struggling to get one off the top of my head.
Or even something that you've learned in school that didn't relate in the field the same. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
cycles, food, any damn thing, you know. I really wonder that, like you're reading it and you took that from school and then you're going into breeding something and you're like, Wait, I was
Yeah,
taught
well,
this is different.
Okay, so there was a academic journal article, a scientific paper about facultative thermogenesis. All right, so mom shivering to warm up the eggs for a python brooding their own clutch, warming up, and that paper had a lot of assertions, right, like about what species did that and what species didn't. And in that paper, it said that Woma pythons don't wrap their eggs, and they don't do that. I've had a Woma wrap the eggs and shiver.
Really? Okay.
So, I can't say for sure that they were warming up the clutch, but it sure as hell looked like it. Right. And so then you look at that study a little further. How many Woma pythons were they looking at when they wrote that study? 3. So there's an example.
My question, now that's leads into a good segue question. Is where do you want to ever go back and do the study and kind of prove it and go back and be like, hey guys, look, actually I found this out. This is how it is. Y'all only studied 3, but I've studied 10.
Have you ever wanted to write your own Nick Mutton or Kevin McGregor book?
Well, I'm almost done with the Aspidites book, so I'm doing that.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm gonna look out for that. I'm gonna get a copy of that.
All right. Sounds good.
It better be fucking signed, dude. Okay.
I got you.
That way I can sell it on eBay one day when you're a Tom Crutchfield of your species.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and just sign on top of our faces or something.
Hey, that's even better. That's even taking it.
But in terms of doing more research and stuff, I would love to do that. I had a great time getting my master's and doing that kind of stuff, but it's kind of tough. If I don't go back to school and try to get the PhD and post up at a university somewhere, you can't really just do it unless you're in that world. And I'm having a lot of fun in the world I'm in, so we'll see.
Well, I will say, you saying that, I would love to see you in that world too.
I would say you get the recognition enough. I mean, look at Steve Irwin and how many minds. I'm sure biologists, he changed their minds shit about alligators and their thoughts on it and everything, and the guy didn't have all this degree behind him to do
true.
It. So
that's
and they're
true.
like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's done it. He's got the proof of the pudding.
He knows ball.
I would love to see. I think that you have the personality and the look, everything, everything about you. You could be that guy, bro. I think that if that's something that you wanted to do, you would be very fucking successful in it. You know what I mean?
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure, yeah.
But
you got the look.
He's already killing it. I mean, look at all the species over there. He isn't oh, here I got a bunch of ball pythons. I hate saying ball pythons.
No, that's a good question. I've been wanting to ask this all night. I know we've been talking about biology, but you don't breed any ball pythons.
I haven't.
You don't keep ball pythons.
I play music. The guitar player in my band had a ball python.
Hold on a minute. You're in a band, bro?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Nick loves music. He plays music.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
I was in a death metal band and a bluegrass band. I played the stand-up bass.
I love that. Love that.
That's awesome, dude. The more you know. I love learning about.
There's something to it. Reptile people and musicians.
It is, dude. Okay, look, reptile people, they love music or they play music, and they all are depressed. We're all depressed. You know what I mean? We all have mental issues.
You got me again.
It is true, though. It is true. I swear to God, true. I'm going to do a full fucking show about mental illness in the reptile industry. I swear to God.
Yeah, somebody has to. But no, I had his ball python because he was done with her for a little while. But I never bred the species. I don't have any anymore. But yeah.
So I just wanted to say that there's more out there, y'all, than ball pythons. I mean, I know me and Justin are all about the balls. We love our ball.
Well,
this batter up
by the end of this year, this will be half of what it is by this year.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. When I move, you already know. Everybody knows I'm monitors. I'm doing big lizards, man.
I'm trying to work my way kind of over to the carpet side.
That's what I'm going to say. Justin's moving toward that side of things.
Come talk to me in a few months, Justin.
I will. I'm working on some Brettles. I'm working on some Brettles from I'm working on some Brettles from Kyle. I got my jungle. I got my Populin. I've got a big ass girl.
And they're beautiful, dude. Justin, they're beautiful. Show him. Can you show him one of them real quick?
Which one you want to see?
I don't care. One of the one you're most proud of.
I love my Populin.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think Lucas would enjoy that. I know I would.
And Populins are bred yet.
Yeah, we got to see some kind of worm on here tonight. We are a snake show. So, but yeah, Justin, he's fixing I feel like Justin, he's the kind of guy that he goes all in, you know? So I think he's fixing to go all in on these, you know, these different species of pythons and stuff.
I love it.
And he lives in Florida, like we talked about. He could do it so easy, you know, outside.
That's a beautiful snake.
Fuck
nice.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She's actually very, very gorgeous. And the colors on her, like, just.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There's nothing like the orange flames on a good Populin.
No.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the orange in it. Yeah.
It really does its job, too. Like, there's some spots you're just like, holy shit. And when I come in here and she's up on the branches, because she has her little branches, and she has her light, and when she's underneath that light and on the branches is with her head hanging, it fucking looks sick. And she loves it, you know? She's definitely one that doesn't like to be on the ground a lot. She wants to be up in her branches more than anything.
Most carpets will. The thing that a lot of people get wrong is that they want something pretty broad to sit on. They don't like a thin perch. They like their body to be draped and kind of multiple points of contact.
Like ledges and stuff.
Ledges or like multiple branches next to each other. But if you give it to them, they'll use it for sure.
Oh well, a ball python will fucking elevate, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you know, that's what we talk about. I think we talked about it when Ben was on the show. Ben Saldivar. He's a really cool guy. If y'all missed that, go check that out. But I think that was it. We were talking about how if you give that animal opportunity, it's gonna do it, right? Like I had a tegu. Of course, a tegu is not gonna climb a tree, but it will utilize what you give it in its environment. Like whether it's climbing it or using it to perch on or using it to whatever. Oh, that's my favorite. Hang on. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, dude.
So what do we got here? Is it I know it's a jungle, but
just a jungle. And I have the paperwork on it. Okay.
I'll bet you have the paperwork.
From Kyle as well.
Oh yeah, this came from Kyle too. Yep. Yeah, and I got all the gene shit for all of them.
Oh, there's some mutton stuff in there. I see a mutton.
Yeah. Everything I got probably. If Kyle's definitely could vouch for it if it's a yes or no, but I think everything down the line came from mutton, you know. But almost every
you're in good shape.
Well, whether you get it from Kyle or somebody else, correct me if I'm wrong, most of that shit did come over here from him in some way, shape, or form.
The dad was Palmerston on this one. That's what it was.
Badass.
Oh, they're so beautiful, dude. They're so fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like that jaguar and all that different shit is just so cool, man.
And then I got a super caramel. I got a big girl. That's a super caramel jag. And she's really big. So I'm going to put my jungle to it when he's ready. Cool. And then I'll get some sweet babies out of that. But
you got any recommendations, Lucas, for Justin since he's trying to pursue that career?
Oh, you're gonna kill it, man. They're a piece of cake. I would say, don't be afraid to let them touch into the low 70s, high 60s, even at night. Like as long as they have daytime heat, they're gonna be all good. But no, you'll knock it out of the park. They're a piece of cake.
Come on. I'll be bugging you when I get it. When it gets comes, I'll be bugging Lucas. I'll be hitting up Kyle. I'll be hitting everybody else.
Oh yeah, and don't be afraid to do some male combat. That really kicks them into gear sometimes.
So what is that? Yeah, what is that?
So in the wild, carpets have like a ritualistic combat where they'll kind of wrestle each other.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, and so you can simulate
male in there and let them kind of go at it first.
Yeah, if you put two boys together during breeding season, they know there's a girl around. They'll start wrestling. They'll kind of intertwine themselves. They're trying to push the other one to the ground.
So they won't kill each other?
No, I mean, you don't want to let it go. Like you always want to be standing there and ready to separate them. But typically it's pretty ritualistic. It's not like teeth out. But then, yeah, let them do that for a little bit. Pull them apart. Put them both with the girl. They both think they won. There you go.
Damn, that's good to know, bro. Justin, that's good to know, dude.
Like,
That's gonna give
two
you
males,
some good-
3 girls.
That's gonna give you some good babies, and it's gonna give you some good content. Because I can only imagine
cool.
seeing
Yeah.
a ritualistic snake dance.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I've seen it on like documentaries about stuff, growing up. Of course, you're talking about Steve Irwin. We all watched, the Corwin experience and all these different
Jeff
things.
Corwin.
Yeah, bro.
Austin Stevens.
No one ever talks about those people, man. But they were fucking big part of my childhood. And like, you saw that on those videos about them snakes doing that ritualistic, dance, I guess you would call it, where they try to push each other down and dominate. And that would be so fucking cool to watch in a contained, controlled environment. That would be so cool.
Absolutely.
That is good to know, though. I guess that wouldn't be information that a lot of people would really know if you never did it,
Yeah,
That's
works
awesome.
I'm a gross old lady on here, bitch liquor. What's up, bitch liquor?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, on that note, I think we hit our mark any damn way. So
We
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and get out of here before Bitch Liquor calls all of her spamming friends. Thank
There you
you,
go.
Bitch Liquor, for fucking it up, you fat ass bitch. Everybody on Instagram, I appreciate all y'all for coming over. I'm going to end it on Instagram real quick before we do our goodbyes. If you want, and I highly recommend it, come on over to my YouTube. The link's in the description. By Instagram.
peace.
So, Lucas, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I mean,
No, thank you
I
for having
feel
me.
like I
Great time.
want to have you on again. You know what I'm saying? In the future, maybe in a few months or something. That would be dope.
Yeah, he's about to have
Sounds
some
good.
clutches here.
Yeah, that's why.
So we don't
That's
have him
what I'm
on.
wanting. I'm wanting to get him back after some of these clutches hatch out, and once he gets some more stuff on the ground, and talk about more about that for sure.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Happy to do it. And great to meet you guys. It's fun.
Well, Lucas, if you had to tell
Oh, yeah,
the
I already knew
reptile
you.
community, if you had to tell the reptile community one thing,
Uh-huh.
what would you tell them?
Ooh,
It's hard, right?
stop worrying about Nido.
Stop worrying about Nido.
That's what I'll tell them today.
Come on.
And if you
Oh,
want to know
God.
what I mean by that, go Google Dr. Stephen Tillis and do a little research, and then we can talk about it.
Let's go. I like it. I like
I
it.
like that. I like
that a lot. Come on.
I'll stir the pot a little bit on my way out.
Hey, I like it, man. I've already called
I
someone.
gotta know where you're going with
so-
it because there's a lot of
Yeah.
mixed feelings with it where it's like it is something, but it really isn't something. It's a very common something that just isn't nothing to really worry about.
Next time we chat, we could deep dive in that a little bit because that's
For
that's
sure.
an hour right there.
Yeah, sure. Don't be surprised if I message you bright and early in the morning and I'm like, when you want to schedule this? This is my schedule.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thank you so much.
Well, actually, Lucas, tell everybody where they can reach you at. Are you Instagram, anything? Let them know where they can reach you at. And
Yeah, absolutely. Centralian Exotics. It's spelled CENTRALIAN. That is my snake identity. Facebook, Instagram, centralianexotics.com. And I do the Carpets and Coffee podcast every now and then.
I love doing coffee. I do a coffee thing on my late days at work, so I'll have to look into yours.
Yeah,
Love
hell
it.
yeah.
you do it on a podcast. So do you do it on Apple?
Yeah, it should be on all the things. Carpets and Coffee and Morelia Python Radio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that last time too. The Morelia one, I definitely remember.
Yes, sir. So
Oh yeah.
say what's up.
Yeah,
I will-
mine's called Snake Poop and Coffee. Coffee and snake poop. Because I just sit here and drink coffee and cut up with Chucky and clean snake shit.
Perfect.
Go.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Justin, what you want to tell everybody? I know you got a list of different sayings down there.
thanks everybody in the chats for coming out. Couldn't do it without you guys for sure. And Lucas, it was nice seeing you again. Learn some more about biology. Learn more a little about the collection. Actually, I learned some really good information today, and he even closed us off on some good information that's gonna make people what the hell, you know?
People are gonna cancel me now. Yeah.
No, nobody's gonna cancel you. Fuck no. And like I say, I my new saying for this year is be kind to one another. Everybody needs to be kind to one another. That is a big thing for sure. Not everybody's perfect. Be kind to one another.
Yep. Well, you know, like I tell everybody, the chat is popping. Okay. Every Saturday, y'all are always here. Next Saturday is our week off. So don't fucking message me and be like, Nick, what the fuck? You're not doing your show. Because, you know, we take the last weekend of the month off. Okay. And actually, I want to let everybody know, just so you're aware, February, I had to reschedule the 14th because it's Valentine's Day. But we will be on the 25th. I figure that's okay to do that. I'm sure nobody will have a problem with that since we're taking the middle week off. So have a look out for that. And Lucas, you kick ass, man. I am definitely looking forward to everything that comes from you this year. I'm excited about it. I don't get excited about other people's projects often, but the stuff you have is way different than ball pythons, and it's way cool, way cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Yeah,
for sure. Great and like I said, you know, the biology thing, I can't respect that enough. I think that is, you followed a passion that you had, and that's commendable.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people can say, yeah, I wanted to do this since I was a kid, and now I fucking do it. And you did, and that's fucking sick, dude. So appreciate you for that. You know what I mean? Follow your dreams, everybody, like Lucas did. You might, you know, you never know.
You might end up surrounded by snake shit.
Yeah, you might be caught. You might be having to clean snake shit every single day. Okay. Well, with that being said, y'all don't forget to go follow Lucas on every platform, and don't forget to check out his podcast. With that, next week I'm gonna be doing some fun stuff instead of seeing y'all. Peace.
Peace.